Hello y'all, welcome back to Pushing Technology to the Limit. Today I want to talk about emergency electrical systems. I've gotten some comments on Facebook on my last video I did, and this is one of the reasons why I've made this video and a couple other things in my video series I will be making, for the fact of just helping you folks decide what you want to do when there is an emergency. So I had a local comment on a video about their farm when it goes out that they need their heat lamps running and this and that and the other thing. So I'm going to do another video sometime about emergency heating systems. But for right now I'm going to do emergency electrical. And today I've got to also clear up some clouds that are kind of floating around from just people not understanding with what I'm trying to say about electrical systems. Now, I'm going to show you my two electrical systems I have in my home. I have one electrical system that goes to the utility power. Then I have another electrical system which goes to my generator. And none of them touch each other. So, to give you an example of what is going on in my electrical system, I'm going to be using a test lamp. So let's get to showing you those things now of what's going on in my home. So here is my breaker panel, where the electrical comes in off the pole and into our home. I've got one receptacle here that I power things off from on the utility power. Now when we go to the generator, I have a couple of generator receptacles, one right here and another one right here. So they're two different circuits. Now, what happens if I plug something into this circuit or this other circuit right here? But first, let me show you my lamp. Right here's my bulb that I'm going to be testing. And I'm going to be showing you when this comes on that we have electrical. So I'm going to take this plug here, plug it into my home. As you see, the light comes on. Now, what happens when I plug everything into my generator receptacle over here? I plug it in, nothing. No light comes on. Another receptacle, I plug it in the top unit, so I have that green cord plugged in, no light. Yet when I come back over to my home system, the light comes back on, because this is NICEAG. This is the utility power that I'm running off from right now. So now I'm going to start my generator and we'll do some further tests in our home. Here I am out in my garage with my generator, getting ready to fire that up. But let me show you the circuit out here. So I have this junction box, which is grounded to my generator. I have these boxes here, which have no electricity in them until I turn on the generator. So to show you that, I'll turn on my light. So these receptacles right here are always hot. So I'm going to plug my light fixture into the receptacle here. And you can see I have light. Now if I unplug that light fixture from the utility power, I'm going to come over here and plug it into my generator receptacle, which as you see there is nothing. So this is an independent system from any utility system. If you are storing your generator out in your garage, make sure that you have a door or a window accessible to open up to let out the exhaust like I have here. So now I am going to turn on the generator. Now my generator is running, and let me show you the test on my generator circuit. Let me get to that now. Same electrical circuit. Now it is on. So if I come over to my generator and I switch the circuit breaker off, the light goes off. And I turn it back on, the light comes back on. Now I'm back down in the basement where my generator connections come into the home. And we're going to do the light now and see what happens in that circuit. I'm going to take my plug here, plug it in the same outlet that didn't work before. Now the light comes on. Now if I take that same light fixture that I have, unplug it, and plug it into my utility power, both work just fine. And there's nobody feeding anywheres. I'm not getting anything from this whole entire electrical system right here that I'm have my hand on is not anywhere connected to my generator system. It's basically an independent electrical system, and that's what this is here. And everything runs off this. So since I have both systems running, I have the utility system running, because we are not in a power outage right now. We're just running as normal, but I have both utility power and I'm generating my own electricity here at the house with my generator. So what happens if the power goes off and everything goes haywire? I mean, as far as, you know, there's nothing from the utility lines and everything is just down all around you. Like it happened a few days ago, just the power went off for no good reason. Yes, there was a little windstorm, but nothing really to say why the electricity went off. So if the power went off, I could still run my entire operation. So couldn't you. You can run your farm, your home, your business this way. Now, yes, it's me being the transfer switch. Basically, I'm transferring my plugs from one receptacle to another. So let me show you what I mean by I am the transfer switch. So basically, my light fixture is plugged into the utility power. And when I mean I am the transfer switch, means that I take this plug, unplug it from the receptacle, plug it into my generator. And there you are. That's the human transfer switch. Now, if you are one that rather just have a backup generator, means that you have one connected to your house or your farm or business, that when the power goes off, the thing automatically kicks on, that's one thing. But I wanted to have a generator that I could actually move from home to home, place to place, wherever I wanted to go, or I needed that generator for something else. So I'm not just letting it sit there and do nothing for the rest of the time. I can use it for something else other than house power, for powering up stuff in my house or, you know, your farm. So what happens if the power goes off? Totally. I mean, everything goes awry. Watch this. So this light bulb, like I said, is connected to the generator. Now, if I were to, I'm going to manually cause a power outage here. Yeah, that light bulb is still connected to my generator. And I hit that. Everything goes haywire. There's no lights in this entire basement except for this light fixture here, which is powered by the generator. So all I have to do is unplug everything. Now there's only the light fixture that I have from my test system running, but now I can actually go through my home and turn everything on that I have connected to the generator. Right here is my home switch that's built into my home that powers the lights in the basement. Now over here on this other side here, I have some switches here. if I can get the light to show up. That switch right there can turn on my lights. So now I can turn on the lights in my basement. So basically everything in my home is set up like this so that you can turn lights on, and now these lights that you see that are running, that were running originally, are now running off my generator. And it is, like I've said, it is independent from the utility power. If I had that breaker box tied in with my generator and the utility power came back on when I was running my generator, it'd destroy it, basically. So why would I want to do that? I'm just going to run it separately like I'm showing you here. And really, if you know some things about electricity, you know how to wire things, it's really not that bad to do, and it's a lot of work to do it, but heck, it's worth it. So how do you wire up one of these things? Well, let me show you. So I have a receptacle here that's not connected to anything just yet. So here we have the brass terminals. This is hot. This is the black lead right on your Romex here. And then when you rotate the receptacle over, it's the silver terminals, which is the neutral. And then of course you have the ground on your receptacle here. So all you have to do is just go black, white, and then green on your receptacle for any receptacle like I have in my home. So basically these receptacles here that I have my stuff plugged into is wired the same way. So this is the roll of Romex that I've got that I haven't used. This is indoor use only. You can buy the Romex outdoor burial type wire, which is more expensive, but it's worth it to have everything buried underground. And I've got lines going from the garage to here with Romex underground cable. So all you got to do is just strip your leads, and then I'm not going to strip it because I'm not ready, but you can see the wire here. There's neutral, the black is still kind of hidden, and the ground is in there too. So you just strip that, wire your devices to it. Now here's a junction, well, this is not really a junction box, this is actually a switch box. But what I do when I run my circuit is I put screws down here, and I put a screw and loosen it a little bit, put a grounding cable on it, and then tie everything in. So when you got your incoming line, you got your line attached to your box, and then you also take that ground and then you further that ground to another junction box. Now what's nice about these metal boxes that plastic doesn't offer you is that these connections here that you mount your receptacle to are metal. So when you put this here on your box, it will ground it. If you have your box here grounded, this will ground, and you don't need to have the ground cable right to the unit, the receptacle itself. Now you can if you want, but I've talked to electricians and they said if your metal box is grounded, then your receptacle will be grounded too, and you don't have to have the cable on the terminal to have that grounded. Now the way I recommend having things set up is have two receptacles side by side, either in a double gang box like I showed you, and then all you have to do is, if you are a farmer and you have your milking machine, and honestly I don't know what the milking machine's voltage is, if it's 240 or if it's 120. But you can take your heaters, your other appliances that you run for your barn, your home, and swap it from one receptacle to another. And that way you don't have to have a transfer switch unless you want the flexibility of just being able to turn your generator on and the transfer switch automatically transfers you over to the generator from the utility power. And then when everything resumes as normal, you just turn your generator off and the switch switches back to the utility power. I mean, you can do that, but I didn't really want to get into all that. So this is a type of system I have where I've got to be the transferring person where I transfer one plug to another. And to me, it doesn't bother me to do it. I'd rather have it this way than having to rely on some switch that could go bad. So I hope you enjoyed this video and got some information, and just understand that I am not connecting my utility power in any way to my generator circuit. It's independent, because I want to remain independent from anything and everything that has to be gone through the utility company, or any other kind of company for that matter that provides services. So for now, this is how I have it set up. In the future, I might just put a breaker panel in for my generator circuit, so that if something happens, that everything is controlled right in the house without having to go back to the breaker panel on the generator. So I hope you have a great day, and subscribe to the channel. If you find somebody that would be interested in something like this, please send them the link and give them the opportunity to have the same system that I have set up in my own home. So I'll talk to you later, and have a great day. Bye-bye for now.